My people make we shout, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun diary politico, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, oh yeah yeah. This one not dey off in mind, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, oh yeah yeah. Person wey dey do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, oh yeah yeah. My people make you shout, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun don come, oh yeah yeah. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará
Good morning to you.
lórí YouTube.
Good afternoon to you.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ.
And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
And this is Mayegun Live.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary. Mayegun diary politics.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today again.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary.
Yeah.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
Tonight is going to be once again about your visiting Nigeria's first lady in Dubai, visiting Nigeria, and at the same time, she is keeping prisoners. Like usually they say, oh, she's not keeping any prisoner. No, she is keeping prisoners. And why? The hypocrite Aisha is what we're going to talk about. We talk about tonight.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Kí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí.
Thank you.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good evening to you once again. Good morning to you and good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayegun Live. On your screen is the Nigeria First Lady, Buhari's wife, Yusuf's mother, Sarah's mother, and Dubai-based Nigerian First Lady, Aisha Buhari. Usually, for those of you who remember this woman, she I'm going to show you something, okay? This woman, she was Nigeria's first lady too. In fact, the most laughed at, the most mocked. What is it that many of you didn't actually laugh off about this woman?
Shay, help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 It's okay.
It's okay, Mama P. It's okay. See many of you laughing in the comment section. If you laugh anyhow now, you are going to the Daura Secret Service dungeon, like this young man on your screen. Immediately after Patience Jonathan came Aisha Buhari, the darling. Yeah? Sorry, give me one sec. So came the darling Aisha, and then Buhari, the frugal Buhari. Now, in the last few months, which somebody just asked now, I mean, why is she in Dubai? We are going to get to that in a moment. I'll be right back. Meanwhile, maybe you should keep busy with this.
The expectation on us was too high. People were expecting so much from us. And maybe after 7 years, we haven't done to their expectation. Only God knows what is in somebody's mind. Or as a human being, you know, you cannot say that you are right or we have done what we should. So the government...
We'll come back to her. So immediately after Mama P, Patience Jonathan, the one that became the comic relief, a joke. They even called her Shippopotamus. Yes. She was called so many names. Butt of joke for everyone. But there was never a time that I can remember that anyone got arrested or kidnapped secretly, locked up for over a week. Now, you see, when Aisha came in, to some hypocrites like Nigerians, she's decent, she's like a homely, she's motherly and all that. But it didn't take long before they realized that just like every one of them from that elite circle, it's just about what can I get, what is going to be mine, what can I lay my hands on. It didn't take long when she started the power struggle with a man that acted until his death as your de facto president, Habakiyari. It became so tense, right, that Aisha was asking her husband to sack Abba Kyari. In fact, to remove his family from their villa there. It was like a big tussle. There's a video. Okay, there's a video where Aisha was fighting with the children of what's that guy's name again? That's Maman Daura. The children of Maman Daura living inside the Aso Rock. So within that, so whenever she wants to say anything, or let me say whatever she had to say back then to the public, it's always like, it be like say wahala dey for kitchen. It be like say the entire Buhari household there, wahala dey. It got to a point, Maman Daura, Abba Kyari, and the rest of those people around the Buhari that time, they had to give her a name. Do you know what name they gave to Aisha? Because she's from Adamawa, yeah? They call her Adamawa Suicide Bomber. That is the code name. Whenever they want to talk about her on the phone or physically around that time, she was like, because she felt like they were like, they've muzzled her, they've pushed her to the side, like, she's nothing. And she was like, me, first lady. Selfish, greedy, and corrupt. That's her story. So whenever she speaks out then, people kind of loved her, like, yeah, I mean, I love what Aisha said. She's always like picking on the people. She was actually one of those who made us realize how messy and how corrupt Buhari is and the people around him as well. According to Aisha, immediately they won the election, strange people just took over her husband. They didn't let her have her way. They didn't let her have her husband. She doesn't even have access to him anymore. So if you see what they are doing, that's not my husband, though. That is the people around him. Oh. You see that man, 3 men are controlling Nigeria. She told us that. So it got to a stage, to keep her quiet. They had to do her bidding, give her everything she wanted, money, this, that, like just do what you wanted. But she wasn't satisfied because still, no, why are they so close to Buhari and she is not? This is internal. So in 2018, when they started the process of they want to do the second term for Buhari, so they lure her back to Nigeria. She was in the UK all that time, mostly in the UK. 2015 to 2019, Aisha, she was mostly here. That was the moment she started the story of she's not safe. She is not safe in Abuja. She is not safe in the villa. She is not safe around Nigeria. Her children are not safe. All of this coded though, until one day Aisha came out to alert us that if you guys are not paying attention, maybe I should bring this to your notice. And that is, I think that was when she told us about a man controlling her husband. I'm going to look for that clip, a quick one. I'll be back.
The expectation on us was too high. People were expecting so much from us. And maybe after 7 years, we haven't done to their expectation. Only God knows what is in somebody's mind. Or as a human being, you cannot say that you are right or we have done what we should. So the government, they have really tried, the administration. They have done their best, but maybe it's still not the best to others. To them, they have done their best. So only God knows. So we must apologize to Nigerians, whether we have met up with the expectation or not.
So in what areas do you think that they could have done better, maybe in your own opinion?
I don't know, because my office, I run it like an NGO just to receive people.
So I found a clip where she told us about this man controlling her husband, and I bet it should be this one.
As we did not buy votes, we form a government, the government that have overthrown an incumbent for the first time in the history of Nigeria. Afterwards, we were expecting to have a teamwork. We had a bit of teamwork, but it wasn't full. All the achievements that have been listed for the past 1 month, people have been singing the songs of achievements. We will have achieved that within 1 year of the administration. But it happens that we're dragging up to, like, this is the 4th year. So we believe in teamwork. And we believe in government of inclusiveness. People should not relent. People should continue to fight, continue to talk against the few that dominated the government. Our votes were 15-point-something million last election. And after that, only for us to be dominated by 2 people, that hinders a collective teamwork that we have started, which is totally unacceptable. And if 15.4 million people can bring in a government, and only for the government to be dominated by 2 people or 3 people, why are the men of Nigeria, why are the Nigerian men, what are you doing? Instead of them to come together and fight them, they kept visiting them one after the other, licking their shoes. I'm sorry to use that word. Instead of saying no, we should continue to say no. We should continue to say no. Because this is the future, not of my age, not of my husband's age, but the future of our children and our grandchildren. We're talking about better Nigeria. We're talking about Nigeria where all those that had a brain drain that went to another country to work should come back and participate in this country.
So this was before 2019. She was she didn't name names. She was gaslighting Maman Daura and Abba Kyari as the 2 people, right, that controls the government, that controls Nigeria. That instead of people to expose them, they keep going to them to lick their shoes. This was the Adamawa suicide bomber trying to use the failure that she is part of to her own advantage by getting public sympathy. She became a viral video. I remember that time. It was so viral. Like, Aisha said that. Oh my God, we know who she's talking about. So they quickly brought her back like, hey, calm down, madam. You can't just doing things like that. After their 2019 election, before the death of Abba Kyari during the COVID, Aisha Buhari, right, felt so stifled as well, like so boxed to the side that she wasn't getting what she wanted or she desired, so to say, or dreamed of. Ran into another trouble or another face-off with Tunde Sabiu, or is it called Sabitu or Sabiu? You know, that personal secretary to Buhari, that young boy. And what happened? They said Aisha Buhari was coming back from her base in Dubai with her entourage, all paid for by Nigeria. Now, she landed in Abuja. When they got to Ass Old Rock, there was another that said that everyone in her entourage should go on quarantine, 14 days quarantine or something. So Aisha Buhari flared up. Like, who gave the order? Who said that? And I said, Tunde. Was like, Tunde, that's Tunde. That, you know, like, it was so much an issue that our ADC, the person where they wear uniform behind her, had to release different shots inside the Aso Rock. Imagine, you did inside the Aso Rock, you just say, ba, 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 ba. That was Aisha Buhari's ADC shooting. That caused security scare inside the Aso Rock. That same day, they redeployed almost 90% of all the security guys working inside the asshole rock. They moved them straight away. Like, una get mind though. You they shoot gun inside here. You don't know, say when they shoot gun inside here, now cool. That was Aisha Buhari. And at that point, when they remove our ADC and they change some of our aid and all that, Aisha Buhari. Meanwhile, even I think before then, was it before then, when she became a critic as well? And then she said that they didn't give her all that is due, all that are due to her as the first lady. So Buhari, her husband, had to like quickly make some appointment, give her some deals, give her some portfolio, all money, not because she has anything to do, but just as an entitlement. And to make it worse, immediately after that incident inside the asshole rock, she disappeared. I'm talking about her from 2020. From 2020, Aisha Buhari disappeared. What happened to her? Where is she? We've not, no, she's in Dubai. Oh, really? Yeah, she's in Dubai. She's been living in Dubai all this while at the expense of Nigeria. Okay. So, since the couple, Buhari, Aisha, they are like visitors to Nigeria anyway. But permanently living in Dubai, that's new. What happened? They said Aisha claimed that her life is no longer safe in Nigeria. And Buhari, her husband, can no longer guarantee her safety. That's what she told people. Not me, oh. So she relocated out of Nigeria for her own safety. Now from then, I remember that time I told you, I said, where they tell you that Nigeria is safe, and they are telling you that Nigeria is safe from abroad, you don't know, say you they mad, believing them. Your first lady lives in Dubai. Your president live 6 months abroad in the UK or somewhere else abroad, and then 6 months in Nigeria. And that's your life. That's your Nigeria. She's in Dubai. Wow. Now she visits Nigeria. You know what I mean? Like visiting Nigeria like every 3 months or sometimes every 6 months. She will come around whenever she wants to come and cash out. She can come around and be like, I want to come and launch my book. She came around sometime this year to launch book. She went to Nigeria to launch book. And the book was about beauty products, how to look beautiful as a woman, how to look naturally beautiful and all that. So beauty stuff, Sha. Now she is in Nigeria telling Nigerians that, now, here is the surprise. You know, she's not been around. People have not really been seeing her. And to many, if you say Aisha Buhari, do you know the image some people have in their head? I'll show you. This one is like one of the popular images, one of our popular images, okay? When you say Aisha, this is kind of the image that will come to your head, right? A Fulani lady, fair, and you know what I mean? Okay? And then maybe something like this. A very, very lively, always smiley, you know what I mean? Young, lady. Not young lady, anyway, lady. So when she suddenly disappeared, then reappeared, and people were like, they could easily notice that, hey, is she pregnant? Is something wrong with her? Questions like, she's your first lady anyway. Whether she lives in Nigeria or she lives in Dubai, it doesn't really matter. She is your first lady, right? So people started asking questions like, hey, have you seen Aisha? What happened to her? Is she pregnant? Or, no, she can't be. Come on. Maybe, and you know one thing, right? Me, as a man, I have learned that you must never, ever tell a woman that she's fat. I know some of you don't understand this, by the way, but it comes from the emotional intelligence training. There's no training like that, but I think it just build it from experience. No matter how happy you are, no matter what you feel about a woman, black, white, doesn't matter. Do not, even if you don't really mean anything like, Don't ever tell them that they are fat. Even if they are. Find something else to compliment them with. And even if you feel so, even though public figure, they are a bit different. Especially you could be alarmed. And be like, what happened? Meanwhile, some actually felt like maybe something was wrong with her. Like, genuinely. And then one young man, this guy, hey, I am telling you, the reason why I'm saying you shouldn't say fat, whether you even mean well, whether you are like, even in a lovely way, like, my baby, you are so, don't say it, please. Just find something else to say. Okay? It is not palatable because that is what you call the alarm button. Now, waiting you see after saying that, now waiting you go get. You know what I mean now? There's a reason why we say that. So, emotional intelligence says that don't say it. Because even if you mean well, even if you mean well, whatever you see after that, take it. Because that's exactly what happened to this young man. He's from northern Nigeria. Somehow, he saw this image of Aisha. Like I said, there are so many questions that people are asking, like, what's wrong with her? Like, you know. So he saw this image, right? And he decided to tweet it. He tweeted and he said, Aisha Buhari is growing fat, eating our money. Do you understand that? That was what that young boy said. And that was what landed him in trouble. The trouble of Aisha. Aisha is corrupt. Let's not forget that, and I'll tell you why. Just before Aisha left Nigeria, there was this case of one of his personal assistants or special assistants, as they always give title to themselves, okay? They said this young girl, they said this personal assistant to Aisha, in fact, it was a former ADC. Oh, we use the word gong. They said the guy happened to be one of our ADC, right? So he got locked up by the Daura Secret Service, DSS. What was his offense? He was the guy collecting bribe for Aisha, on behalf of Aisha, so that even if you are investigating Aisha for corruption and you catch her with so much debt and stains and fraud, right? You are still never going to see it all because most of them are not committed directly by him. They are committed by people on her behalf. She is the first lady. See, Nigeria is, I'll tell you something, right? Natural Nigeria is like a corruption den where being corrupt is just like normal thing. Okay? So if you're in public office, people want to give you, I'm talking about corrupt people, want to give you so much bribe so that you can use that your position to influence some of the business interests that they have, which in the long run, right, are not in the interest of the people that gave you that power. So when they want to collect bribe to influence contract, to influence a decision here and there, to influence presidential approval here and there, we're talking about millions and millions of dollars bribes. There are also some kwe that comes. It got to a stage. It be like said the guy just was like, Omo Ademad. These people are going to be here for 80 years. What is going to be my gain? The guy started keeping some of the money for himself. 2.6 billion naira was traced to the guy. And Aisha became so furious. Imagine where somebody was able to take 2.6 billion from the bribes that they are giving to you. Imagine how much of that bribe you have already collected for somebody to be so confident, to be able to keep 2-point-something billion for himself and hoping that you will never notice. She didn't notice. It be like saying that the people will pay the bribe. The result no come. They can't finally get closer to Aisha. Say, Kabiru didn't deliver a message to you, madam. Which message? We sent Kabiru to you to on this project, about 1 billion, ma. No, I don't know anything about 1 billion for Kabiru. Because 1 billion is like a 1,000 naira to these criminals. It's all they do there. Amechi told us, he said, there's nothing they do in Abuja, they share money. And that is why you will never, ever have any headway as a country. Look at the characters in charge. One of them is this dubious Aisha. Very dubious. Very, very corrupt. I mean, stinkingly corrupt. When they pick people where they're supposed to hang or like a jail for life, those who have participated in whatever you are going through as a people right now, Aisha should be between number 1 to 10. You know why? She hid behind that, victimhood. I'm on your side, but there are some men, they are so powerful. No. She's a criminal. She is. I'm glad she lives in the UK. She has children in the UK. She can see my own video and they can sue me too. But they won't have any DSS to go and chap at my door when they're not mad. When they're not mad. There will be no DSS coming to my door. But she can take us to court as well and say, that Mayegun, he called me a criminal because she is a criminal. You know what happened? In order to squeeze that money out of that ADC, you know what they did? They locked him up for weeks. Torturing, beating and all of that. Media who know. They quickly changed the ADC. Beating and all of that. The guy said, if you want kill me. Now my pension, I don't call it so. Kill me. I won't give a dime. Somehow, the story leaked to the press. Aisha quickly said they should let him go. I don't want any trouble. Let him go. 2.6 billion naira. Pocketed. Gone. Imagine what she has got for herself. And that is in a country where she said, please forgive my husband for whatever we have done. I mean, that young guy was like, she's eating our money. Look at her. That's what he said. He said, I'll bring this up first, right? The young man said, look at her. Aisha Buhari has become fat from eating our money. She doesn't even live in Nigeria. Do you get that now? So when you look at this image, let's be sincere. Let us be honest. Okay? Would you not one way or the other want to know what happened to her? Look at this family before 2015. This is Buhari, the former general, former minister, and the rest of that, right? Before 2015, this picture was taken. Now, look at them at the top. The transformation. Do you see that? Now, they are expected to be transformed to look better and all of that, fine. But not this. So what did they do to that young man? They picked him up. This boy, they picked him up. They have been torturing and beating him until the news also broke now that he accused Aisha Buhari of getting fat from looting money, Nigeria money. Do you understand that now? So that is when Aisha came to Nigeria, which is just probably this month or from last month. She's visiting right now, making whatever cool money she can get, checking on all whatever that are ours, making sure that all that belong to her are getting to her as they are rounding up. She's asking people to forgive her husband because they expected so much from them, but they haven't really delivered that. But nevertheless, if anybody call or talk about how Aisha look, you may end up in the Daura Secret Service cell, like that young man. Listen to a full interview with BBC Igbo, just for the optics sake, to see through all those lies as well. Like I said, the hypocrite. Let me say the hypocrisy now. See through them And then we'll go to the next one. Abuja Kaduna Rail Line. Oya Elora tickets.
The expectation on us was too high. People were expecting so much from us. And maybe after 7 years, we haven't done to their expectation. Only God knows what is in somebody's mind. Or as a human being, you cannot say that you are right or we have done what we should. So the government, they have really tried, the administration. They have done their best, but maybe it's still not the best to others. To them, they have done their best. So only God knows. So we must apologize to Nigerians, whether we have met up with their expectation or not.
So in what areas do you think that they could have done better, maybe in your own opinion?
I don't know, because my office, I run it like an NGO just to receive people. I'm not into government activities. My own is to support them, either on health or education. I don't go into details of what they're doing.
Do you think there's a chance that APC may not come back as the ruling party in Nigeria?
Why did you ask that question? Of course, we'll continue. Of course, APC will win. By the grace of God. I was born and brought up in Yola, Adamawa State now. I was born in 1971. Attended primary school in Yola, secondary school in Yola, and then I went to University of Maiduguri. I worked for maybe 10 months, then joined the university as a student, and then suddenly I got married. And getting married did not stop me from furthering my education. So I continued with my education. And I first of all went for NCE. I studied social studies. I was thinking that social study will be the easiest course because I was having children at the same time. So it happens to be it's so wide, vast, and quite much. But thank God I finished the NCE, and then much later, the federal government opened what is called distance learning, and I joined Ambrose Ali University, Kaduna campus, where I obtained a degree in public administration. Originally, we have started with political science. The lack of enough lecturers, they decided to divert us to public administration, which is equally vast and broad, We touch a lot of fields like law, business, everything.
So what about your master's?
And then after that, I went to UK because my children school there, all of them. So most of the time I happens to be in the UK. So I decided to use that time to enroll for short courses like a beauty therapy. I enrolled in beauty therapy course for 2 years. I got a diploma in beauty therapy, from nails to pedicure, manicure, from nails to eyelashes, permanent makeup, everything about beauty. So I got a diploma on that. And when I came back to Kaduna, I opened a spa and then later on a training institute. I was also one of the consultants of KRPC, Kaduna NNPC, on youth empowerment program. They call it YESUP. They normally empower the youths around their host environment in order not to vandalize their, equipments. Yeah. So I happen to be one of their consultants before. And then one of the resource persons of NBTE. So I was among the people that wrote the curriculum for them. So I wrote the beauty therapy side of it. And then others took other courses like agriculture and so on.
A lot of people don't see the academic side of you a lot, and it's really exciting for me. So why was this a motivation for you to go into educating, particularly the girl child?
Yes, and also where we're born and brought up, including our great-grandparents, were educated. So even when I got married, I think in our society that time, in our environment or the family, or in Adamawa State in general, the least educated person, maybe somebody who has a secondary school leaving certificate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your motivation for educating, especially young people, where did it come from? Why did you pick interest in education?
Yeah, because we found it very important, and we're also the beneficiaries of girl child education. We benefited a lot from it on how to run our lives, our marriages, and everything.
You spoke about managing, raising children and also going to school at the same time. A lot of people find that very difficult to do. How did you manage?
Yeah, that's why most of the time I went for part-time schooling. And that one gives me time to take care of the home front and also continue with my education. Yes, and after opening the spa and the beauty institute, I also, when India started enrolling civilians, were the second set that got enrolled. So I obtained a master's degree on international affairs and strategic studies in the Nigerian Defense Academy. And then later on, I enrolled on online courses like codependency and so on. But suddenly we have started campaigning for 2014, 2015 elections, and that was made me stopped me from, continuing with a lot of activities of mine.
So does it look like when you leave, Asavila, perhaps you may go back?
I think for now I need rest, I need peace. I'm not talking about anything now apart from, having peace, having time with my children and grandchildren.
I mean, when you assumed you became the wife of the president, did it take away your motherly duties, as a grandmother, a mother, as a wife? Did you have time to perform your duties and also do the official duties that you had to do?
Yeah. It never stopped me from performing my duty as a mother or as a grandmother. Sometimes before going into a conference.
Yeah, we hear you, Aisha. Now, here you've seen her, and the young man that felt like she's been living off Nigeria possibly felt like they should probably just remain like this Buhari that is follow, as we call them in Ijebu. So people are saying that, Aisha, if there is no health scare, and as a mother as well, that possibly won't have similar power any much longer. If there's no health scare, there's no point in in torturing a young man that is that has been browbeaten by the failed government that our husband represents. There's no point in adding to the hardship. Not be say we should too pity them, but we just believe that an injustice to one is injustice to all. Why should you lock a young man up simply because he's using what he sees as an expression of his frustration that your husband brought upon his life? Well, maybe brought upon himself by himself anyway, because most of them actually wanted this. They just never thought it was going to be this bad, or maybe they never even thought it was going to be bad at all. Anyway, this will take us a quick detour. We're going to go to Abuja Kaduna Rail. I hope some of you have actually heard and read that after almost 8 months, or should I say 8 months from March, when the terrorists attacked and kidnapped over 167 people and killed others as well, the operation along that route has remained skeletal, if non-existent at all. So they came out today to say they have put together a security measure that will then make it easier and safer for you to travel through that Abuja Kaduna Rail. I'll tell you what they said they have done. But how about we go back to when it all started? how much? Because they said that to put security for you, I mean, to make you feel safe, they are going to require your NIN, National Insurance Number. But what is that? National Identity Number, NIN. If you want to buy any ticket traveling through Abuja Kaduna Rail, you will need NIN. Now, even though that doesn't make any sense, okay, but at least they expect you to have NIN. The reason why it doesn't make any sense is because the terrorists that keep attacking or kidnapping people along the route, they have never been part of the public that boarded the train. They have been the terrorists that break the track and hijack the train and kidnap the passengers. That's what they do. Let me show you a few clips. In the past, that finally led to the 28th of March 2022 kidnapping of Abuja Kaduna passengers, rail passengers. Before then, in 2017, early 2018, that same Abuja Kaduna rail or train was attacked. Check this out.
It was a live gunshot on our way from Abuja down to Kaduna, and the National Railway Corporation from Idu down to Rigasa in Kaduna. A shot came off directly on the train, and it was live in our presence where it happened. But we thank God there was no casualties and nobody got really injured. Nobody got injured. All right, thank you. It's Giwa, your boy from African Media. Thank you.
Thank you, KY African Media. That was 2017. In 2018, at a point, I think they even put a car on the track to derail the train. But I think that failed. It's a very short one. Look at this. I think it's a car. Crushed. That's a car. A wreck, right? That's an attempt from this terrorist. Then again, it got to a point whereby they even derail, like they removed the tracks, waiting for the train to derail. I'm showing you an attempt before March 28th, before the 28th of March this year, when they finally kidnapped over 167 people. This is 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, then 2022. All like that. They've been having that attempt. It's either they push cows onto the train track, and then you know what I mean. They've been making attempts before that match. Here is one of them.
Officer, look at in the complete cut off. I'll send it to AKTS. You see, sir?
I think you will see it better this way. Sorry for that, the quality of the clip, okay? That's the best I could come up with, okay? Now, you could probably see it better here, that track.
No.
Let me carry the exhibit.
You see, so look at. Excuse me. Look at it. Complete. Look at.
Let us go now. Let us go. Lala, let us go. Let us go. Let us go, God. Let us go.
Let's go.
So they used maybe not dynamite or maybe not bomb and the rest. Okay. Somehow people get to know before the trains arrive, and then they will just call it off. That has been the operation all this while. Then here is another one where they are actually fixing the track after an attack, which is just like blowing up the train track so that the train will run into it and derail. Then the passengers, Musu Sahara. Then the bad day, the day that the devil collected water to drink, 28th of March, 2022, they finally succeeded in hijacking the train and successfully kidnapped 167 people, and more than 8 people were shot dead on that train. This is the best I could come up with from that day, 28th of March, 2022. This one.
Okay. Diga kan rel din ne. Kan rel din. Suka plantin bomb. Kai. Oh my god. Kaman gobara fa irin da aka ji. Ka. Amma an duba nan ba mutum. Okay. Ga kai a gaba kan ne daga inji sai kai. Akwai generator. Kai, sun riga sun ɓata wannan gaba ɗaya. This coach is gone. Haba, wannan ai ko repairing.
Yes. Ahmed, who happened to be a prominent member of this Temple of Truth, and his family, they were in Kaduna that day. And according to him, it could possibly have been in any of those trains, either the one going or the one coming to, either the one going to Abuja or the one coming from Abuja. And today, it could probably have been one of the victims. Some people were shot. Even Pastor Ruga visited one of them right there in Kaduna. Those who they were only shot, pretended to be dead until the arrival of help. Okay, why the terrorists took those who were not shot, who are still alive, they took them away. Now, some of them in Kaduna Hospital, Pastor Ruga even visited them. The special advisor to Buhari on condolences visits and burial arrangements. This time around, it was just like a sorry, get well soon visits. The day after, the 29th of March, 2022. Sorry. Almighty God is going to heal you. By the special grace of God, you are going to be healed. Jesus Christ that saved you is going to Allah. In other jargons anyway, yeah. That's just that. 167 other people, including children. While all this were going on, they are being marched into the forests. You know this story now. So, a day after, even Tifnumbu had to, on his 70th birthday or colloquium or whatever in Abuja, he had to give a minute silence to those who are the victims of the Abuja rail attack. I'm giving you all this background to let you know that although you may choose not to count what those days were or remember them vividly, I will remind you. That's what I do. They call me you are a revisionist. Let's move on. You can't move on when you are making the same error or the same mistake again and again and call that, that's not moving on. That's being stupid or mad. They call it the symptoms of insanity. So call me a revisionist, please. They are now telling you that NIN will make you safe on Kaduna, Abuja. No, it won't. Tell them that all of them, their minister, their police side, everybody should be on board every time the train is leaving Abuja for Kaduna, because those who are going to kill you or hijack you or kidnap you, they are not boarding the train with you because they know where exactly they're going to touch you, and everybody, you are on your own. And when it happens like this, Tifnumbu and gang, they will do a 1 minute silence for you. I'm not cursing you.
I will urge the two clergies who are here present to continue to pray, and every one of you to go home and pray. This event should not be holding. The people you see around me here, and they've agreed with me, I'm being a very highly committed Democrat. I have subscribed myself to their suggestion that they agree that this event be cancelled. We pray for the souls of those who have departed prematurely. We pray. Whereas Imam and clergy, so please pray for Almighty God to help us to win the war of evil, set Nigeria on the right path. Bless us and provide His guidance on all of us in our various ways. First, before we
because everything now God, let us pray. But he did well, oh. He said when he got to the venue for his birthday, and they told him that this shouldn't be happening. Look at what happened yesterday. See how many people they killed. See how many people they kidnapped. Then he realized, he said, oh, okay, let us just pray for them, that God should take us out of this hand of these terrorists. Smart, is it? Well, that happened. But on the part of Nigeria, at a point, they said, no, the train don't work again. We don't put security together. Every time the train leave Abuja, they will send an helicopter that will be flying above the train. So as your train, they go 40 kilometers per hour. Paka, poko, paka, poko, paka, poko, paka, poko, paka, 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 paka. You hear at the top. So you can't be like, say, oh, more now what zone will they go? So you don't believe me. I'm telling you, they did that. See, I'm gonna go look for a clip. Let Aisha hold on for me. I'm gonna go look for that clip. I'll show you.
I realize that I have a lot of people that are willing to help me. So we decided to go into like a medical missions. And in that medical missions, we normally screen like 4,000 women in each state, maybe in less than 10 hours. We screen them from different ailments, including cancer, like those that are those that are living with HPV. So we normally collaborate with Mary Stops, and in Mary Stops Foundation they have a machine that's called See and Treat. So if we tested a woman positive, we keep them aside, and then after the whole screening, they'll come back to that, concentrate on them, then they burn the lesion that they have seen in them. So they call it See and Treat. So from there, they are negative from the HPV.
Oh, that's...
Aisha, I'll show you. So after praying for the people they kidnapped, so at the same time, can we tell you what their government now put in place as security? Like I said, blah, 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 blah. That's your trip from Abuja to Kaduna, because you are being watched by the terrorists who are like, hey, where did they come? So now that helicopter they go first shoot. I think they realize that this one don't make any sense. So no, they use helicopter guide their train. If the wala happen, the helicopter now go first blow. But they actually did that to show that they have put security in place in Nigeria, not Iraq. This happened. So tell me, what do you think they were thinking? See that helicopter? Now that one go tell them, say, oh, they don't hijack the train, no, they don't hijack the train, no. So how are they going to get to where the train, you know what I mean? Like, it's meant to. Here is another one. So I think they now felt like this one don't make any sense. So we can't be doing all this one every day. How many trips are we going to be doing every day? How many helicopters are we going to need every day? Okay, let us tell people that there is another safety we have found. Go and get your NIN. If you don't have NIN, you cannot go on Abuja Kaduna train. Really? After everything I have shown you now, tell me how this one makes sense, and eventually you believe this one will keep you safe on that their train, according to their NRC, Nigeria Railway Corporation. It is their own information. I was asking myself, like, how is this going to prevent you from being kidnapped? Terrorists don't need your NIN, do they? But there are other things they said to provide security, because they have started operation again. May everybody come buy ticket to Kaduna Yao.
As part of security measures in place to ensure a secure resumption of the Abuja-Kaduna train route, the federal government has directed that the use of the National Identity Number, NIN, is now compulsory for passenger profiling when boarding the Abuja-Kaduna train service. All intending train passengers are to note the new ticketing guidelines. For online ticket purchases, existing profile owners are required to update their profiles with their NIN. Failure to update will reflect the profile as unverified. The intending passenger will not be able to purchase a ticket. All new profile registration will now require passengers to include their NIN. Third-party ticket purchase for an adult passenger will also require that NIN be provided, while purchasing is limited to a maximum of 2 people per trip. All tickets for minor passengers must be bought by an adult. Where the minor has no NIN, the minor passenger's ticket will reflect the NIN of the adult making the purchase. However, only the minor passenger's name will reflect on the ticket and will be verified during the ID check process. For walk-in ticket purchases at the train station, first-time passengers are required to provide their phone.
There is more, Jare. It's just like I'm just going to keep you there laughing. That's the security measure. Very, very. You are mad. Mad, madam, majesty. If you don't have a clue, I'll tell you why you are mad. The terrorists are in government in Nigeria. They are making deals with the